Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones, and in this segment, I'm just going to freestyle current events. And when I talk about current events, I'm going to give you red pill information, political information, and news information, because here on the 411 Talk Zone radio show, I do content. I cam up. So, the title of this afternoon's video is simply Current Events Wednesday Freestyle. Current Events Wednesday Freestyle. Now, the first topic I want to get back into is red pill. And it's very important that you all understand this, because there are a number of individuals here in the African American sector who call themselves red pill, but they're not red pill. If you go back and look at any of my videos from November 2018 to now, you're going to find some information that I have left defining what red pill is. Now, what I see from a number of African American males in the black sector is they hide under the name of red pill. Now, let me give a few shout outs. Shout out to Red Supreme. Shout out to my boy Matt Cole. Shout out to Minister Jap. Those guys put out red pill information. Now, they have a different style than I do, but regardless, they put out a good message. Now, I talk about red pill. Red pill goes much further than women. Yes, women are part of it. But as per Red Supreme, and he's right about this, a number of these black men in the space are allowing women to come in and dictate the space. And one of the reasons why I don't want women coming onto my space, or I don't accept donations from women, is because they're not going to come onto my channel telling me how to run my channel. They're not going to be the voice of my channel. Being red pill means you simply understand the truth, whether it's about women or what's going on in the real world. There are a number of us here in the African American sector who hop on panels all day. Now, I'm not against hopping on panels. I think panels are good. However, from my point of view, if you believe in what you are saying, cam up. Number of individuals in the African American sector hide behind avatars. I even have some that come on to my comment section. And for you individuals last week who dumbed down my video because I was talking about Simpson rhinos, you're the ones who were probably hurt by this true content, because you are the simp. And the funny thing about YouTube, what I'm saying, is most of the sensitivity is coming from black men. A number of black men are just outright stupid. They are. You have a number of them who are hoteps, and I have never been for a hotep. Yes, I'm pro-black, but a lot of these hoteps, like Van Jones and Dr. Umar Johnson, they're hypocrites. Van Jones is married to a white woman, but talks all this pro-black shit. Dr. Umar Johnson, not saying he doesn't have anything worthwhile to listen to, but his Pan-Americanism sounds just like the black pastor. And the thing that goes on with black YouTube that I see in these spaces is many of them talk about trending topics. Right now, Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor are the two YouTubers that are being talked about in this sector. Now, I want to tell you some truth here. They talk about the suits that Kevin Samuels wears. But do you want to know who really took after Tommy? And nobody in the black sector has ever mentioned this name. Look up the Phil Advise show. He's got another channel out there called the Philip Scott Report or something like that. But he's still the same old Democratic leftist that he was when he did the Phil Advise show. And Phil, he used to wear suits on all of his news podcasts. If you don't believe me, go back and look at his old videos. But he got trapped with the pro-blackism. In fact, he changed his channel to the Black Diaspora channel. That has over 1 million subscribers on that channel. But if you think about it, I respect the brother, but when it comes to politics, he and brother RBR and AC, like the guys Reg has on his channel, they simply are in the dark. If you're a black man and you vote Democrat, you're the real coon. You're the real coon because you're voting for black matriarchy, feminism. You're voting for oppression. You're voting for the LGBTQ community. You're voting for abortion. You're voting for tyranny. And a number of African Americans talk so much about slavery, but the Democratic policies won't keep us in slavery. First of all, there's no such thing as equal. And what's happening is the Democrats in this country, the leftist Democrats, and shout out to brother Big Little Nate. He has a small channel, but get over there and check out his channel. He's a conservative. He's raw with his content, but his content is truthful. He gets a little excited if you're an idiot on his show, but I understand why he gets excited. Because Negroes just don't listen unless you're cussing at them. Because a number of Negroes are comfortable being what I call misfits. And you can thumb the video down because I'm talking the truth here. Because to me, with the black race, I don't hear anything about economics or politics. It's always about employment, government programs, and church. And we as black men, most of us don't go to church because church has failed us. Church is the last institution that black men should be entertaining because it doesn't care about the black male. In fact, the black female again, and if you're a black female and you thumb this video down, I'm going to talk about your pastor because your pastor ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. I'm going to talk about her too because this is why a number of you all are fucked up. Because you listen to simp men, you listen to loser women, you listen to feminism, and you take on the influence from those loser people and you become those people. That's why a number of you African American women are very hard to deal with. And when it comes to men, Like I said, I'm freestyling right now, so I'm going to go back and forth between topics. A number of you black men out here are soft. You whine more than women. I see a number of you on panels. And I've seen some whiny white men on panels too, so it's not just black men. Let me just put out men in general. I'm disgusted with my gender of men. Used to be men walked tall, didn't take any crap. I even look at some of the police out there, the so-called woke police. The woke police are afraid of Antifa and BLM. If you allow yourself to be bullied as a man, the bully's going to continue to take advantage of you. And when it comes to black men in this country, the reason why we don't have anything is we don't know how to disagree with each other. We're emotional when it comes to each other. We want to fight each other because we disagree. And if you don't believe me, again, you look at Brother Tommy Sotomayor, Brother Tariq. You look at Dr. Cornel West, Michael Eric Dyson, which I can't stand those two. Those are your real coons. Those are your individuals who are supposed to be part of academia, but they're washed up race hustlers. You look at Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Those were supposed to be black leaders. They don't know how to disagree with each other. And so being a black man, how do we expect black women to listen when we can't even listen to each other? Again, when it comes to red pill, and I said it before, a number of these guys have always been blue pill. And I've already known a number of these guys have already donated to female platforms, because a number of these guys believe that you got to have females on your channel in order for you to grow. I haven't had not one female on my channel. Now, do I have some female subscribers? Certainly. But I do not need females to grow my channel. I have not done one panel. All of my videos that I post, they're all pre-recorded. I cam up, it's all content. Now again, I am not knocking anybody for what they do. But when it comes to a number of these African-American men up here, many of them are soft. Many of them don't understand the concept of red pill. Many of them, in my humble opinion, are blue pill. And they will always be blue pill, because their actions justify it. And as black men, many of us, we don't even care what we say to each other. We disrespect each other, for the most part. And it's funny because I see black men, not just in the 20s and the 30s. I can expect that age range. They're in the 40s and 50s. Talk about we can't get along with the sisters, we can't get along with each other. Now the solution to all this is, for black men, we're gonna have to get behind like-minded black men. And a big focus when it comes to black men is gonna have to be, how can we get some economics? Do we understand capitalism? Because if you think about it, most of your older black men really don't have any wisdom to pass down to the younger brothers. I try to pass whatever wisdom I got to the young brothers. But it's up to them on whether they want to listen to it or not. Because like I tell my son, you're going to make mistakes. I'm here to give you information whenever you run into a brick wall. But when it comes to this space with African American males, what I see on this panel, or on these panels, is nothing but a lot of gossip, a lot of debate. However, nobody is getting to any type of solution. It's basically opinion. And let me tell you something. Everybody has an opinion. But all opinions aren't valued. You have to be able to justify your opinion, not by emotion, but by facts. Now, also, when it comes to statistics are skewed. Now, I do look at blackdemographics.com because those are statistics made for black people. But when it comes to us as black men, number of black men sit on that Democratic plantation and they sound like women. And if you look at what's going on currently with Israel, the Palestinians were upset with Israel because Israel had technology, I call it the steel dome. That steel dome was used to intercept rockets that come into their country so their people can stay alive. Well, one did get through. Well, the Palestinians are upset at the Israelis because Israel wouldn't give the Palestinians the technology to build themselves a steel dome. And in New York yesterday, the Israelis and Palestinians, they got to fighting. But when it comes to the violent people, most of your violence is on the left. Now, why is it on the left? Because the left doesn't have any ideas. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to utilize academia, they're trying to use the media, they're trying to use religion, government, private sector jobs to put up their policies to control all of us. You think about it. We're still wearing these, like I said. These masks haven't helped. The COVID shots really haven't helped. But a number of individuals are still taking the COVID shots because they believe that the COVID shot is going to cure them. It's not. And what's happening, because we don't fight as regular citizens, we're giving the powerful people all the power to destroy us. And see, what the powerful people want from the peasants like us is for us to be unaware, for us to be stupid. Because the more ignorant we are, the more power they take, the more money they take. If you look at what happened on the East Coast, now, to go out my way to say this, somebody in the old Biden administration probably shut down that pipeline. And you had Jen Psaki, the circle back lady with the red hair, that simply said, well, we got to truck in oil. We had to bring in oil by trains. No, you got to turn the pipeline on, because the individuals that are getting the blame, it's not the Democratic Party. although they may have had something to do with it. It's the private company on the East Coast. Even Trudeau is a little upset. And Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. He doesn't like what's going on. And Canada is a socialist country. And with these pipelines that provide energy, they also provided jobs. And there are a number of jobs that have been lost. Now, last week, Jen Psaki said 1 million jobs were created under Joe Biden. That was the most amount of jobs created. That's not true. Because if you had all these jobs created, how come you have more people still at home? Because I can tell you one thing right now, are you on unemployment right now? I know here in the state of Indiana where I live, after June 1st, you're going to take your ass back to work. Or you're not getting any more benefits. And what happens when you don't work? Businesses can't get people to fill positions, and businesses have to close. Now, what does that do for the government when you have a low volume of taxpayers? Well, the government can't get its revenue, so it has to raise taxes on all of us working people. Now, of course, when it comes to stimulus checks and printing money, it's also lowered the value of a dollar. And what we have in society today is we have a generation of people that don't want to work. They want to sit home and play on Facebook, play on Instagram all day. But they don't want to go out and get a job. And in my opinion, if you're going to navigate your way through building something of yourself in this country, you're going to have to learn to work. Everybody has to start at the bottom. And then when it comes to the division of people, you have your white liberals who still believe that black people are too ignorant to stand up for themselves. Because you have a number of African American people still using the race card. Now, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but systematic racism and systematic laziness. You have African Americans who are constantly failing. Why? Because many of them, particularly African American men, again, don't understand what leadership is. You can't get leadership from a pastor, the media, Black Lives Matter. They're all against the African American male. And what's really toxic with the black male is that the black male, again, he's too emotional. He sounds just like his mother. He gets all of his information from CNN, MSNBC, and the Democratic left. And leftists in this country, they don't care about anybody but themselves. I mean, you had a private company, Facebook, you had Twitter, that didn't allow Donald Trump to post any of his information. That concerns me, because the left in this country, they only care about their speech. They don't care about anybody else's speech. They don't want to be challenged. In fact, what we have in society is an immature society. You have people in this country that really don't want to be accountable. You have people in this country that don't want to hear the truth. And I know that because on Black YouTube, you have a number of individuals that can't deal with the truth. When you're a content creator, you're going to be criticized. You're going to have trolls. You ignore the trolls. I've had trolls come by my comment section. Again, if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch my video. Don't comment. Thumb the video down. But it's not going to make me shed a tear if you don't like my content. Again, my content right here is free. I'm not asking for donations. I had the Cash App up, but I decided not to utilize that. But what I want you all to do is like the videos and share my videos. I want you to get the likes up every time you watch my videos and you share my videos. The way you can help me grow my channel is just view my content, whether you agree with it or if you don't agree with it. My purpose here is to give you information about what's going on in the news, what's going on politically. Because again, as African-American men, we're never going to get there until we, number one, men got to leave the Democratic Party. When it comes to economics, black men, when you go to college, don't be like your Michael Eric Dysons and your Cornell West and your Dr. Lamont Hills. Don't go for that easy shit. Go for STEM or go for a trade. In order to have a company or a community, we got to have black men who want to lead. That's the only way it's going to happen. And we have to take accountability and responsibility. And if we disagree on some issues, let's find some common ground. It's all common sense. Now again, going back to the red pill and blue pill, gotta understand that red pill is all about the truth. Blue pill is about the delusion. And I see too many individuals who are blue pill. Let me tell you, brother, something. You got to change yourself. You can't change how these women are. They don't want to work with you. That's fine. You work on you. You're responsible for you. And here in these YouTube spaces, number of black men need to cam up. See, you don't have to agree with me, but I cam up, and I believe in what I'm saying. I research everything, right, wrong, or indifferent. But again, I want you all to get the likes up on this video. If you're uncomfortable with the content, don't watch it. Use common sense. Because overall, I think that we got too many people in their feelings. It's in the media. It's in religion. It's on your job. It's in the government. It's in the education system. Now, the funny thing that used to happen is Democrats used to get on the Jewish people, but they stopped because the Jewish people were big donors of the Democratic Party. People like Rob Reiner, Barbara Streisand, Betty Friedan. She started the National Organization for Women. Gloria Steinem. She was an agent. But a number of your staunch feminists out there are white Jewish women. And one of the reasons why you have a number of Israelis who are atheists, it's because the Bible said basically the Israelis are the people who are going to be they're the people that God's going to try to destroy. And this is why a number of them have been looked at as atheists. But overall, I just want you all to utilize common sense, because there's a lot going on in this country. Many of us aren't aware of it. And my job is to continue to give you the information from a realistic but common sense perspective. Because at the end of the day, do you want freedom or do you want oppression? You be the judge. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show, right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some STEM information, check out my second channel, The Mind of STEM. On that channel, you will get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And I present subjects like industrial engineering, computer programming, construction estimating, and calculus. And if you want more in-depth topics that I will take from STEM and, of course, the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube, check out my blog talk radio show. 215-383-5785 is the number to call in. Now, if you cannot find me on YouTube or Twitter, simply a correction. If you can't find me on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, check me out on Twitter, MeWe, and Parler. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Like I said, I'm giving you this freestyle version because there are a lot of us here in America that don't have a clue what's going on. And the powerful people want to keep us ignorant. And the more ignorant we are, the more power we give to the satanic or demonic people who are trying to rule us. And once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. You all have a wonderful and gracious day. God bless you. I'm out.